warming up today for training with Luke and knife fighting. I still got the growing pull. My whole left leg is toasted. I don't know what I did to torque it. I'll find out in a few days when I get an MRI. But in the meantime, like I said before, I always believe in training through injuries. I suggest you can train through your injuries too. I've actually sat on a box or a chair and boxed and did knife fighting and sword fighting, everything I could do just to keep my hand in and keep the groove greased. So when we warm up, today I'm going to have, the first thing he's going to do is stab my face. And we're going to go quarter speed. And I'm just going to pick those up. And I wanted to get close enough with that to where I really feel that knife coming. Yeah, I lost it for a second. So here's again the advantage of that double edge. Is I can come here and come over there. I can come here, cut here, pick that up, which I thought he was done there. Luke came again, my conditioned reflex. Did you catch it in time, Luke? Barely caught it in time because I was talking. And I really didn't think after I cut him, he would go again. But that's Luke. So as we warm up, and you can go this low. And now you notice we're in range. I want to be to where he can touch me without taking a step. Right now, he can touch me without taking a step. So get with your training partner and practice this. Don't stand out here. This is good for long range knife fighting, but quite often we don't have the room to work with when we're knife fighting. So you need to get used to fighting in the area, as Bruce Lee would say, that it takes an ox to lie down in. That's a very small piece of real estate. So just don't be too fussed if you miss one. I'm just warming up. I'm just making now I'm going to start moving my legs a little bit. You know, I'm not mobile like I said normally because I'm injured, but I'm still making those legs work a little bit, even though they don't want to. There was no threat there. Someone holds this out like this, I'll just cut it. If it's not coming and someone's posing, and people do that all the time, they pose with their knife. I know one very good knife fighter, I won't say his name. He does this. He'll pose for a microsecond. He'll raise his knife for a second with your knife. I'll cut him every time. You cannot pose with your knife in range. If I see your knife still, I'll cut you. I'll cut you. If I see your knife, there, Luke cut me. Now, I will say in my own defense, I have a 7.5-inch blade. He has 11.5-inch blade, probably closer to 12. So I'm giving him a good 4 inches. But that's my preference. I don't want to do what's easy. I always want to do what's hard. When I'm practicing grappling, I spend 90% of my time on the bottom. Not because I guess it's because I always anticipate fighting bigger, stronger, heavier, more skilled opponents. So I always assume I'll end up on the bottom. So that's where I train the most, so I'm so more comfortable there. It's the same thing here with the knife. There you cut me this and this. It was so darn long that I didn't anticipate how long that was. So I spelled it there. See, when you get a double-edged knife though, and now I'll start working that piece of the double-edged knife. There I cut it from backhand. You didn't even see it, did you, Luke? I just flipped my wrist, so I couldn't do anything about it. Yes. Just here. Cut him up from underneath. Just in there. Cut in there. Cut in there. Cut him coming in. But here's the thing I did wrong. When I cut him in, didn't have enough on it to stop it. I cut him here, halfway through, still stuck me. The wiser thing to do would have been to do that, turn it out. Catch it, turn it out, cut him. Don't rely on that necessarily unless you're going to step out. You can cut him here and leave and not be there. You can cut him here and be ready. But you can't do what I just did and relax and think, oh, shit, great job, Lynn. You cut him. So I cut him here on the top of his hand and stashed him just like that. I don't get any points for that. When when they're having my funeral, after he kills me, they can say, well, you know, Lynn cut him on the hand before he got stabbed to death. That's no bueno. That doesn't work. See, Luke was asleep with that hand. I noticed he was over here. I went to that hand. So, lots of times when I'm warming up, I'll try to use that hand all of a sudden. This one's working, this one's working, this one's working, and that one works. Then I come again. This is the advantage of that double edge. Woo! That was easy. He had to reach out, and he was coming. I don't even know if you can see this. I cut backhand like this into him this way. Now, this is why the first part of your knife, from the tip to halfway down the blade, needs to be sharp, 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 sharp. Because when you flip your wrist, you don't have a lot of power. I'm making impact, it's pulling through. I know I'm going to get a bite because I pulled a little bit with it. How good? I don't know. I'm not doing this. Ow, sorry. When I hit clear in the groin, sorry, Luke. But I'm not doing that. All I'm doing is flicking my hand. Because the double edge allows me to do that. I can come from underneath. I can come from both sides. This thing works. So when you reach across and you cut this side, expect that side to go, or turn your body, pick that side, step, turn your that side, stab that side. But also you have to accept this might go again. So I cut it here, he comes in, comes to that side, and I don't have, Luke and I don't have this plan. I don't have any idea what he's going to do. And then I dropped my knife because I was so relaxed and stupid that I let it slide out of my hand. That's the only disadvantage of these tapered tanto handles, is they don't have a return on the bottom of them. And in Craton rubber, they're so sticky, it doesn't matter. But I find it does irritate me in training with these hard plastic handles, that I tend to drop the knife a little bit more than I should. So it's something I have to work on. There I missed. I tried to duel in here with a blade 4 inches longer. I should have moved. I shouldn't have tried to engage in that mouth. He was making a motion here. I stepped my knife into it. I should have been smarter and moved, changed my position to attack that here. Ah! Perfect, Luke. I got stabbed right in the chest, dead as a doornail. You couldn't happen. I'm making myself vulnerable. I'm not fighting a duel right now. I'm warming up. So you do make yourself a little bit more vulnerable when you're trying to get going for your day. Now I cut this hand. Good. With this hand, he reached in. Now maybe he'd have a reaction to being cut and pulled back. Don't know. In this instance, he went again and cut me on the outside of my arm or hand. So I'm kicking my own ass about that because I got success here and didn't account for his other hand. There I did. I cut him on this side and picked that side up. There I got a good one. Ah! What was I doing there? I think I made it, didn't I? Yeah, I was close. You know what I did? I blocked his blade on the clip. On my thumb right there. I can still feel it. Right there in that slit where the lining of my glove is, that's where that point where blade went. I still feel it right now. He just barely touched me. But even if I'm late, I'm still going to try to parry. Even if he sticks me, as he's sticking me, I'm going to try to parry. As he touches me, I'm going to try to parry. I'm always going to try my best to move that knife off. Even if it's touching me when I parry. Even if it's touching me when I counter cut it. So, if he touches you, at the same time, you come down hard, you'll drag his knife back out of you before it has the chance to go 11 inches in your body. I would rather be stabbed 3 inches deep than 11. What would you? Oh yeah. Okay. I would rather have this much of the blade stuck in me from here than that much of the blade. So he stabs me in the chest, and I parry at the last second, and he still hits me. I felt it on this side. I felt it almost touch my t-shirt. And I can't tell you how important this drill is, but I don't see hardly anyone practice it. And I don't understand why. My only thing that I can think of is most people don't really know how to knife fight. They really don't understand what's at stake. That is kind of stuff. Now I can't go from here back to here and pick that up because I know that this isn't over yet. Here, here, it's going to go again here. This, pick him up again. If you can be mobile, it is a lot easier. Long range knife fighting is dead nuts easy for me compared to here. This is the hardest place to fight where you never want to be stuck. We have a very famous swordsman that came and taught a seminar to me for a week privately. And I won't say his name, but he wanted to avoid this range because you get killed in this range. I kept seeking it. He kept saying, well, you're doing it wrong. You should be out here. I can't kill you from out here. I can kill you from here. So I've spent all my life, in my fighting life, trying to do what's the hardest, not the easiest. The hardest knife fight is here, where his action, his determination, his proximity has the best chance of overcoming my skill. If I do this and move back here, he's cut and bleeding, and I'm leaving. As he follows me, I'm waiting for him to make that mistake as he follows me. He's going to do something that he wished he hadn't done as I move away from him. Because there's a natural tendency when you cut somebody to either run or they want to follow and get even. Okay? So he's either going to back up when I cut him, or he's going to continue that attack. This is how I warm up every day.